Hey guys, Ray from Love You RV and Boat. Today's job is to swap out the batteries in our Ram 3500 pickup truck. Now they're getting close to 6 years old. They were the original OEM batteries. Still seem to be starting okay, but once they get that age in batteries, you never know. So this company called Discover offered to send me out some batteries for me to test out and review for you. Um, they're a company, basically a worldwide company that does a lot of batteries. They're based in Richmond, BC, which is a suburb of Vancouver. And about 2 years ago, they wanted me to review. They have lithium batteries, but due to supply chain issues and stuff, I never did review them. So a couple months ago, they offered to review their new Mixtech technology, which is a lead acid battery used for starting. And that's what I'm going to be installing in the pickup today. The killer feature of these is they mix the acid in the battery. I guess in traditional batteries, the acid drops to the bottom and kind of sits there, and you get stratification happening, and they wear out early. These new batteries have a technology that will mix the acid with the movement of the vehicle, and they're saying it can last up to 4 times longer than traditional batteries. So the model I'm installing is the Mixtech EMS premium flooded batteries for engine starting. They do make other ones. You can see enhanced stop and start for stop and start cars. And they also have a high power for vehicles that need high cranking amperage. And then we have also glass mat batteries. So I'm going to install them. I'll show you how I install them, pull out the old batteries. I have a diesel truck that takes 2 batteries. So let's get out there and have a look at these batteries and how we install them. And I'll come back with a longer term review of them later. So here we go. Give you a quick look at the case design. Mixtech, 100% mixing. Handle right there. Give you a look at the label with all the specs. And it just comes with little covers here. So, first step is to get the old batteries out of the Ram. (2018) with the 6.7 liter Cummins motor. Battery on each side. I believe this is the primary. So what I'm going to do is hook up a power supply to the positive and negative, and I have a power supply that can hold the voltage, and I'll be able to disconnect both batteries. That way voltage is kept, 12 volts is kept in the system. So if I just disconnect both batteries and then reconnect them, I'll lose all probably memory settings and stuff. And a lot of times these vehicles with these sophisticated computers don't like to be unhooked. So a little battery pack from a company called TopDon that I reviewed about a year and a half ago, and we'll try that out. So I've disconnected both the negative terminals. I think this side was a 10 mil and this side was an 8 mil. Not sure why it's different. And I'm running power 12 volts here with this supply box. So that's keeping my 12 volts to my computer. Now I can remove the batteries. I don't have to worry about having a major sparking if I happen to ground the positive. Worst case scenario, if these ground, that thing would shut down because it's max 30 amps and it would shut down, so it wouldn't hurt anything. Anyway, I'm going to get this battery out first, and down below, right down there, there was a hold down. Pretty simple to undo. And should be able to undo the positive here. and lift her out. There we go. Came off pretty easy. Just using a rubber glove there to kind of protect that whole assembly of assorted positive leads coming in there. There we go. Old one's out. It was actually pretty easy to lift, even though the handle busted. Flipped it up and it kind of just broke. I was able to get my fingers under it. It's not too heavy. So I'll give you a quick look at its label. It's manufactured for FCA, distributed by Johnson Controls Battery Group. So probably a pretty good battery. It's lasted this long. This truck is 2018. I purchased it October, so about 5.5 years on this battery. About time to replace it. Feel good about getting some new ones in there so I don't have a problem with a battery failing. And then this is the cover. You can see I've had a little bit of problems excuse me, with rodents along the way. This was actually squirrel damage at one campground in Oregon. I remember that. But we'll put that back on that cover. Put that battery back in place. That one was in there a little bit tighter, but I managed to squeeze it past. There's what it looks like inside. There's where the hold down goes down there. See, I got a little bit of Arizona and Utah still in here. Spend a lot of time down in the Southwest desert. Anyway, we'll clean that out and we'll install the new Mixtech back in place. Wrangled it back in place. It's kind of a tight squeeze with the strut right here to kind of push that up out of the way and just barely fit through, but I got her back down and put the clamp back in place. Positives are connected on both batteries, so now I'm going to connect the negatives and then I can shut off my 12 volt supply over here. If you're wondering why it's jammed up in the window, I don't have an extension cord right now long enough to reach my camper, so I just have it going into this box, and inside that is my portable power station with an inverter, so I'm using its power to power the box. Anyway, we'll connect that up and be able to check the truck, see if everything starts okay, and all my memories have been saved. Here's a closer look at the battery charger I was using. It's called a TopDon Tornado 30,000, and it's coming quite handy for me because it can charge lithium batteries at 30 amps. So I do quite a bit of testing of lithium batteries, but it also can supply a 12 volt or 24 volt supply. So a lot of times mechanics will use this when they're redoing the computer stuff in vehicles, give it a nice stable supply, which is what I did when I changed the batteries. And then it also has a repair mode, so it can actually kind of, I guess, go through equalization functions and kind of clean the plates and repair old lead acid batteries. So I'll probably do that to these two batteries and maybe pass them along to someone at the boat yard that may be in need of some batteries. Okay, all back in place, installed, all the connections tightened up. Let's give her a shot. Good sign, good sign. All the radio memories there. Well, battery voltage looks okay. It's charging. Let's go down here and see if it's remembered some of my settings. Trip A, yep, still in memory. B, yep. And I checked my trailer towing setup, and it's all okay, so I think we're okay. I'm just going to use my blue driver scan tool, and we'll see if it reports anything. Okay, did a complete scan, and I just only have two that I usually get. One is tire pressure sensor, and that's something I know about. I actually don't use the internal sensors anymore. And anti-lock brake code, ABS pump control, which I know about too, so no new codes or anything. And we're looking here, control module voltage 14.2 volts. So everything looks good. Well, there you go. That's the installation of the batteries into my truck and a quick test to make sure they're working. I'm back now 3 weeks later, and I've used the truck and there hasn't been any issues. Everything started fine and ran fine. So looks like everything's going as planned with the batteries. I'll probably come back maybe sometime in the winter, give you a longer term update on how they're doing. If you're interested on where to get them, the Discover batteries are distributed through a couple of places in Canada. They're done by Canadian Energy. So I'll give you a link in the description. And I asked about in the US, and they're saying Continental Battery Systems is a distributor down there for you. Of course, I said first question is going to be how much these cost, and I was told somewhere around 125 or 225 Canadian, which comes out to about these days with the exchange about 160 or so American. So that's it for now. Thanks for watching. Till next time, Ray from Love You RV and Boat. Cheers, guys.